The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, ADM Software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users, on demand, on iTunes, and on YouTube, and on Gary Baumgarten's blog, www.garybaumgarten.com, where you are invited to comment whether you agree with Gary or not. Most likely today you'll be agreeing with me because I will be doing the wrap-up here. As you can see, I'm not Gary. I'm Alan Jacey, and I'm filling in for Gary today. And we also want to give out a big thanks to our friends at CRN Digital Radio, where we are syndicated coast to coast across the United States into more than 12 million households. And a big welcome to all of you today. Thanks for joining me. Big news today. Barack Obama, the junior senator from Illinois and the presumptive nominee for the Democratic Party for the President of the United States, continued on his tour today around the globe. Well, not quite the globe, but certainly on the other side of the pond from us. Today he was in Germany and made a very big speech in front of a large, enthusiastic crowd in Berlin. Previously, that has been done by President John F. Kennedy, and where he gave his famous Ich bin ein Berliner quote. I believe I'm getting that right. Sonny will correct me.
Perfect.
And of course, again, by President Ronald Reagan, where he made that dramatic dare to the Russian Empire to tear down that wall, Mr. Gorbachev. And not long after that, that wall came down. So today we'll be talking about that. But first, I want to go to Sonny, because Sonny, being in Germany, I want to hear, as a German, what his take on it is, and what is the take on the news there in Germany. So, Sonny, in Germany, tell us what happened today.
Yeah, Alan, last time I've seen that area in Berlin where Obama was talking today was at the Love Parade, and there were beaucoup people there. I think there were even more today. It was said at the Love Parade 500,000. Now, today they say only 100,000. To me it looked more, but it was a very, very impressive speech, a 30-minute speech Obama was making in Berlin in front of, let's say, 100,000 people at least, and there were 10,000 still waiting outside to get through the metal detecting gates. You see a lot of security, police, bodyguards, helicopters, and everyone on that side, which was huge. It was unbelievable, down to the Brandenburg Gate from the Victory column in Berlin. Anyway, Obama made it clear that he and America are expecting a higher engagement in the war against terror from the European countries. And for me that means military engagement, of course, for example in Afghanistan. And he pointed out that he is an American citizen, that he's there as an American citizen, not as a presidential candidate. As citizen of this world, he said, it can't be allowed under no circumstances to have Iran owning or creating nuclear weapons, or to have Taliban getting back to power in Afghanistan. So he said, actually, my nation and your country, Europe, must stay together to give a clear message to the Iran. If we, so he said, if we were able to manage to create the NATO, against the communist threat, then we all must be able to form a global network against terror, as well as against the climate change. So that is a new issue, the climate change. I didn't hear that much from Mr. Bush or from any other possible presidential candidates, really. Now, one thing which is very happy for the Europeans was one sentence. He said, America has no better partner than Europe. The significance of the American-European, the transatlantic, ooh, what a word, relations, economically as well as politically, were pointed out very much by Obama. Let's make sure, and that's what he said, that's also a very important thing, because he has been to some countries before, Israel, Afghanistan, Lebanon, or I think Jordan he has been. So he said, let's make sure that no more new walls getting built, no walls between Christians, Muslims, and Jews. And all this is possible, as we can see in Berlin, you know, Berlin Wall, Belfast, between Protestants and Catholics, they came to a solution, they're living together now, and in former Yugoslavia and in South Africa. So they're good examples to break down the walls. He talked a lot about togetherness, as not a single nation can handle today problems alone, as we all know.
Sonny, let me ask you a quick question. Have you observed any of what the media has been saying about this, what their take on it was, what the television networks are reporting, favorable, unfavorable? Yeah. Give us a feel on that.
Well, at least I was watching the German, of course, the comments after it, because it was just, they were expecting a longer speech, actually, 40, 50 minutes, but it was only about 30 minutes. But that was absolutely okay, and there was a lot of applause from the audience. And that was also the reaction in those comments I heard on TV. I wasn't watching CNN International afterwards, but here in German TV, they were quite surprised of what he was talking, specifically about this togetherness, about his absolute will to peace. And as you know, here in Germany, where I am, they did not support the war in Iraq as such. That means they said no way to go in there. It's a big mistake.